before anything else, let me just say, dick move, White Fox. Dick move. Do you love teasing me? Do you love torturing me? Do you love making me suffer? That's exactly what you're doing, especially with these last 2 episodes of ReZero. The cliffhangers have been a real bitch. This cliffhanger, at least, was marginally better than the last week's. Yet, you just love torturing me. I'm holding myself back from reading the light novel and the manga. I'm staying anime only, at least until we're mostly through the series, not halfway through, mostly. So like maybe episode 20 is when I'd start reading the light novel or the manga and comparing, but I'm holding myself back because I want to stay in the dark. Even though I do want to be informed, I'm at that paradox where I want to be informed, but I don't want to be informed. I'm at a crossroad. Yet, with this and these cliffhangers, you keep just mocking me, saying, haha, if you knew what was coming up and everything, if you read the light novel and the manga, you knew it exactly would be coming up. So, you should just go read them. You know you want to. Fuck you. Fuck you, White Fox. But please don't misunderstand. Even though I say some pretty harsh things and everything, I can't help but love you. Sure, I've watched the first episode of The Devil's a Part-Timer and everything, but based on just ReZero alone, you're a damn good studio. ReZero itself is a pretty damn good series and everything. I'm interested, I'm invested in the characters, the plot, the world, and all that, but ever since like episode 7 or 8, you've been on a roll. You kicked it up a gear and everything. All the episodes have been pretty damn solid, and they keep getting better and better and better and better in terms of content, quality, and just tension, the atmosphere in general. You know how to produce these episodes. Now, since I'm anime only, I don't know how they fare in terms of adaptation-wise. I don't know if we veered off and everything away from the source material, but as it stands alone, just from an anime-only viewpoint, you're doing a splendid job. Now, getting into the episode and cliffhangers aside, this was a really damn enjoyable episode. This episode and last episode, if you completely disregard the cliffhangers and everything, holy fuck, these are really damn good episodes. So there's a couple characters I want to talk about. First of all, Subaru. Alright, so good and bad things happen to him. Good thing is, he doesn't revive after last week's ending and all that. He was saved. Rem carried him back to the village, and Amelia and I'm assuming Puck and Betty all healed him. But we also find out he's cursed again, but he's been cursed to the max, like he's been overwhelmed with curses. These curses are too much for Betty. She can't unravel them. One curse is simple enough. It's like untying a shoelace and everything that's been tied into a small knot. But if you have as many as Subaru has on him now, it's like a tangled web of threads. It's impossible to deal with. The only solution is killing the person who placed the curse on him. Think about how many Mabeasts and everything just mauled him. They all look the same. How are we going to tell them apart? How is he going to kill them if he doesn't know which one cursed him? So there's that conundrum. And the fact is that he has 12 hours from when he wakes up and everything before the Mabeasts activate their curse. It could even be less than 12 hours. 12 hours is the best, but we don't know how many hours he wasted just sleeping ever since they bit him and mauled him and all that and placed the curses on him. They replenish their mana, the Mabeasts, which are also known as Ram and everything, which is their species name. They replenish their mana by draining the target's mana after a couple of hours, like 12 hours and everything, as Betty had put it. So that explains the physical weakness that Subaru had died of several times because the puppy had given him that and it drained his mana. He never catches a break. Poor Subaru, he never catches a break. God, I love the main character and everything. I really love Subaru as a main character. He showed real courage. Just every single episode, he's had a lot of courage. He's been faced many times where he could die and everything, but he still put his life on the line for other people. So, mad fucking respect to Subaru and everything. Last episode, he showed real courage and everything by risking his life again for these village kids he only had met only a couple times in like 4 lives and all that, but he knew their names, their faces, and what they want to do in the future. Which also reminds me, we didn't get to see the chick with that little girl and everything with the braid, that blue-haired girl. Where is she? She wasn't shown this episode. Could she be the trigger of these events? But back to Subaru. He even goes back into the forest because Rem felt responsible. He saved Rem, and Rem felt responsible now that he had been cursed, and she swore she would save him. He goes back into the forest with Ram to go find Rem and bring her back, because she's trying to kill all the Mabeasts to save Subaru's life. If you kill all the Mabeasts and everything that cursed him, he won't die. But what if you kill the shaman dog, that little puppy that needs to fucking die? What if you kill him? It seems like he's controlling all of them. So, is it possible that if killing him would kill the other ones and dispel all the curses? I'm really curious about that. Now, let me focus on Rem and Ram for a couple minutes. We find out they're demons. Well, translations say they're demons. I've heard they're Oni or Ogre and everything. Bottom line is, they're demons as a general classification. They're demons, and demons are typically born with 2 horns. They're a very proud race. And this also raises the question real quick. Is there an angel race or a god race? We know there might be a dragon race and everything. We know there's demi-humans and humans, but is there an angel race? But back to topic. They're born with 2 horns, but when twins are born, they each get 1 horn, and that's why they're detested. They're viewed as inferior, and they're almost always disposed of at birth. But Rem and Ram survived. They were allowed to live, which makes me wonder, who vouched for them? Who said they could live? Was it their parent? Is it a sexual reproduction way in the demon? I don't know, but was it their parent? Was it someone else? Did they prove their strength and everything? And we also learned that demon horns and everything activate demon instincts. It allows them to devour mana from the surroundings and everything to heighten their combat abilities. And Rem, we saw how she has and everything. She's rampaging. She lost control of her demon powers and everything, and she's just going completely ham, demolishing all the mobbies, kicking so much ass and all that. But Sorry. The names just confuse me. Ram, she's hornless. Just like the story of the blue and red ogre and all that, or the blue and red Oni or whatever you want to say, she's hornless, which could explain why she does not smell the witch's scent that's on Subaru. But that also raises the question, does Rosewall smell the witch's scent on him? And what about Puck? Puck is a spirit. I'd assume that he'd be able to smell it, but he hasn't said anything about it. But back to Rem and Ram. Ram, she lost her horn. We get a very, very, very brief flashback and everything of her horn getting cut off and all that. We don't know who cut it off. She could have been rampaging like Rem does and all that, and someone cut it off to stop her, because if you give one good strike to the demon horn and all that, it causes them to come back to their senses. And Ram, maybe by losing her horn, her senses dulled. She became clumsy, so to say, or that's why she can't smell or do everything as good as Rem can, because Rem still has her horn, which heightens her senses. That's just my theory, okay? But Ram and Subaru go into the forest. Well, after Subaru visits all the children and everything, and we get a weight just removed from our shoulders, they're all fine and everything. They're fine, the curse has been dispelled, and the village thanks him. They give him the sharpest sword and all that, and the children put stuff in his pockets, and one of them looked kind of like that Boko fruit or something that Amelia had been talking about with Subaru that allows him to replenish mana and all that into his pockets, along with a bug, a pretty rock, which hopefully maybe has some sort of significance. Maybe it's a magical stone or something, and a piece of candy into his pockets. They all respect him. He's gained a lot of respect. So I really, really hope that he doesn't revive whatsoever and moves on to the next checkpoint after all of this, because all the work he put in, all of the bonds he's formed with everyone, I don't want them erased. I don't want them erased in this life. Please, whoever the author is, don't be that fucking cruel where he has to die again. So they go into the forest and everything, and Rem is rampaging. She's basically gone all animalistic. Her demon instincts have taken over. She's attacking anything that has the lingering scent of the witch. And Subaru, who grows a massive pair of balls and everything, does something I wasn't expecting. Because back in like episode 7 or 8 and everything, when he tried to tell Amelia about his Returns by Death ability, and that Phantasm hand grabbed his heart and instilled the fear of God into him and all that, like scared him and to his his core, so to say, scared him to his core, he actually, like, pressed that limits. He used that to attract the mobbies, because wherever the mobbies go, Rem is gonna go, because it just brings about more scent, more of the witch's scent, and Rem and Ram have some sort of tragic history that involves the witch, which we don't know, and I hope we get a backstory on them really, really soon. I'm really interested in that. So Rem is basically going berserk. She's attacking friend and foe, anything that has the smell of the witch. In Subaru, he's covered in the smell of the witch. So she's attacking him and attacking mobbies whenever they get close. And let me just point out real quick, that fighting animation throughout the episode and even last episode, goddamn, it's so fucking fluid, it's phenomenal, it's out fucking standing, it's breathtaking, so to say. How can you not like those scenes? Like, it even got very fucking graphic. The Mabeasts were being obliterated, limb from limb and all that, and even Rem, who, she got bit at one point, and she just threw it down and beat it to death with a fist, not even with the ball and chain. She's a fucking monster, holy shit. So, Subaru, as the episode ends off, gets thrown into an air after the puppy, who shows up again, which he needs to fucking die, causes like an earth explosion or something, sending him into the air because he missed when he tried to distract Rem to hit her horn. He threw Ram at him, which was funny itself. The comedy moments in this episode were top notch. They were... But he missed because he chickened out. He's not infallible. He's not like 100% courageous. He's not fearless and all that. He still like has fear in him, but he's still trying to be brave, to be courageous, to bring Rem back to her senses. And as the episode ends off, we hear a clink. So we don't know if he ends up cutting off her horn or just a glancing blow that brings her back to her senses. Either way, that whole solution is going to be finished. But what about the puppy and the Mabeast and Subaru's curse? A lot of things are going down, but I really want the next fucking episode. Please don't end off in a cliffhanger. Studio White Fox, just take all the cliffhangers and shove them off to the side. All ideas for cliffhangers. Unless you want to include previews. So yeah, good episode. Really damn good. I want to know more on Rem and Ram. Like, slowly. They've changed over time because each life is just different, and how they act with Subaru is different each life. And in this life, I really fucking love them. Amelia's still best girl, but these girls are really, like, trying to make it a race. A challenge to try and overthrow her as best girl. So, overall, really damn good episode. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Alex Nature signing off. Check out the links in the description. Go and add me on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you all so much for watching. Watch lots of anime, read lots of manga. Bye-bye, guys. Be sure to answer my questions if you want, but no spoilers, guys. So yeah, have a good one.